Hey y'all, I'm back at it again, reporting live from the car. Trying to get these videos out to y'all, so let's just get to it, okay? This is the Has and the Have-Nots. Y'all already know I'm here to give y'all my take. It's on season 6, episode 5, titled From the 70s, okay? From that title alone, I had no idea what this episode was about to be about, okay? But I will get to that during the review. But anywho, before I get into that, if this is your first time on my channel, please go ahead, click that like button for one, because you're going to love this video. And then go ahead and click that subscribe button. Join the family. And for my returning subscribers, y'all, thank you so much for y'all support, y'all patience. I love it, okay? So, now, the reason why we're here. Okay, so the episode starts off where it left off. It starts off with Hannah eavesdropping on Benny and Mitch's conversation, and she just overheard Mitch say that Jim is the one that got Benny stabbed, okay? So at this point, Hannah walks in and was like, what did you just say? And Mitch and Benny is looking defeated, like, ah, dang, so much for keeping this under wraps, okay? You know Mama Bear about to trip out over here. And so Mitch is like looking dumbfounded, like he don't know what to say. And Benny is like, Ma, don't worry about it, okay? Just calm down, calm down. She said, no, I'm not about to calm down. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Like, did you tell me what you said? Jim Cryer has something to do with this? He did this to you? And then, so, like, Mitch is trying to, like, backtrack, like, trying to cover it up, like, trying to make up a whole new story. Like, nah, that's not what I was saying, da-da-da-da. Benny was like, man, just go ahead and tell her. Go ahead and tell her. So he told her, like, yes, that's true. And Hannah was like, and tell me how you know this. He was like, oh, Miss Hannah. She was like, boy, don't play with me. And he was like, okay, like, my family, okay? And so she was like, Jim got the right one, don't trip, and starts getting her stuff and heads out the door, and she is headed over to his house, okay? They trying to stop her, but she's a mad mama bear, so that ain't happening, okay? So at this point, Benny is still hurt, but he's like, look, we got to get up and go over there. Mitch is like, dude, you need to calm down. Like, you need to rest. You need to heal. And he's like, no, I need to get over there, okay? So, whatever. At this point, you know, Benny is super protective. So, I mean, if Jim Cryer hired somebody to stab him, he definitely don't want nothing to happen to his mother. So, he don't care about his pain. He just gonna deal with it and go over there. Follow her. Okay, so now we see David, okay? David is in his room. He's on his cell phone. We're assuming at this point he's talking to, I think, like, his hitman, Benji, okay? The dangerous one that he was trying to get, to take care of Justin, okay? So, at this point, I guess he's, like, finalizing details of whatever he has planned to, like, get at Justin, okay? So now we see Jeffrey, okay? Jeffrey has woken up from his nap. He goes downstairs. Madison is downstairs, and, you know, they say hello, greet one another. Madison does as he's told, because David told Madison, when Jeffrey wakes up, have him come to my room and see me, okay? So Madison tells Jeffrey that. At this point, Jeffrey is like, what, did you tell my daddy what happened? Like, did you snitch? Like, what happened? Like, why does he want to talk to me? And, like, Madison is looking defeated. Like, can you just go up there? Like, please. Like, he wants you. At this point, David starts yelling from upstairs, like, Jeffrey, could you please come and see me? So Jeffrey, he already got an attitude, like, you snitch. And so Jeffrey goes upstairs to his dad's room. At this point, David confronts Jeffrey about all of Justin's latest antics and was like, why didn't you tell me about this, that this was going on? Jeffrey, as usual, is like, don't worry about it. I can handle it. And I be thinking, pause, hold up. Jeffrey, how do you ever handle it? Like, you always say you're going to handle it, and it never gets handled. Anyways, play, continue. So at this point, Jeffrey starts questioning his dad. He was like, well, did Madison tell you this? Like, how'd you find out about this? So, of course, like, David has to, like, try to protect Madison. So he lies. And he says that he found out from, like, all of the cameras, security cameras he has all around the house, which I don't doubt that he has that. And so Jeffrey says, oh, okay, well, if you looked at the cameras, you probably saw that I went outside last night to talk to him, too. And he was like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm confused by that. David says, like, did you invite him over here or something? And Jeffrey says, no, I didn't. And he's like, okay, well, Jeffrey's like, don't worry about it. Like, Justin is harmless. He's just, you know, been through a lot, yada, yada, yada. All of these excuses. And David is like, you know what? I'm about sick of hearing this, okay? So don't worry about this, okay? I'm going to take control of this situation. But he's speaking in, like, a protective, fatherly, like, manner, whereas Jeffrey knows, like, he's not going to be able to stop him at this point. Jeffrey is like, what are you going to do? And David specifically said, I'm going to make sure that he understands the cost of messing with my son, okay? Now, you ain't going to stop me, so whatever. I need to be alone now. You can just leave, okay? I don't think David wanted to hear any more excuses from Jeffrey, okay? So at this point, Jeffrey is pissed off to the highest level of pissivity, okay? Jeffrey walks downstairs with a straight up attitude, like super ungrateful, like, why you snitch on me and my boo, okay? And so he comes downstairs looking mad. So all of a sudden, like, Madison is just like, I'm sorry. And Jeffrey was like, you just don't know what you did, okay? You don't know. And so Madison says, well, I hope whatever I did keeps you safe, like, seriously. But once again, I'm sorry. And so Jeffrey says, you know what? Thank you, but I don't really know you. So you just got one strike. Okay, watch it, because you got two more. And I'm like, pause, hold up. Jeffrey, so you telling me that this man has, like, shown up to the hospital on multiple occasions, like a stalker. He has threatened Madison on multiple occasions. He has beat you up in the hospital. Madison and the security from the hospital was there to get him off of you. He has assaulted Madison in the parking garage and, like totaled Madison's car. And now he's, like, stalking you outside of your house. And you mean to tell me you got the nerve to be mad at Madison? Like, if anything, yeah, he's worried about your safety, but he's worried about his own safety. Like, dude has his number now and everything. So you are super ungrateful. And, like, this episode, this is probably the dumbest I've ever seen Jeffrey. Like, Jeffrey is definitely, like, the least valuable player this episode, okay? Least valuable character. Like, I wanted to just go ahead and kill him off, like I be wanting to kill off Wyatt and Benny, because, like, he's ungrateful. And I'm just, like, super pissed off that he's reacting to Madison this way, okay? First of all, you need to have some type of sympathy, because Justin and sent Madison through the ringer too. But anyways, my rant is over, okay? Play. Okay. So at this point, Jeffrey walks away. Madison is just confused, and he's just like, okay, whatever. So now we see Rocky and RK. They are at the bar working. Rocky is like, dude, where you been? RK was like, been over to Veronica's house. Sorry, lady's crazy. Like, I'm pissed off. She tried to, like, throw hot grits on me. Like, you know, like, it's just too much. So he's stressed out. But then he notices Justin sitting like in the dining area looking at, like, the bartenders, like he's waiting to be served. So he's like, oh shoot, okay, my last run-in with him wasn't good. So he turns to Rocky and asks Rocky to, like, take his order. And Rocky was like, nah, bruh, I'm going on break, okay? You've been gone long enough. Okay, so RK does have to do his job. So he goes over to Justin and asks Justin if he can get him something to drink. Justin was like, yeah, I need a drink in my room. And so RK is like, okay, so I already know how you are. So you're going to have a room. First, you're going to have to get a room, and then you're going to have to call for room service. That's how you can get it in a room. And Justin was like, no, you can give me a room, and you can make sure that you're up there in the room with my drink. And RK was like, I'm not about to play this game with you. Like, look, we already know our history, okay? You think I forgot, like, what you tried to do to me, like, in that back room at the police station? Like, nah, that's not cool, okay? And he was like, yeah, I mean, but I did it, and so what? He was like, yeah, you got off, whatever, like, no, like, I'm good on you. And so Justin is like, seriously? I mean, like, you don't want to serve me, so do I need to speak to your manager over there? RK is like, do what you got to do, because I'm not going nowhere with you. I will not be in another room with you. No. And so at this point, Justin was like, oh, okay, cool. So he gets up, goes over to the manager, who happens to be Broderick, who is not going to care about this situation at all, and was like, oh, I just wanted to inform you, I'm actually a police officer, and I noticed that you have this young man, RK, working for you. And I'm pretty shocked that you guys have him working here, because his rap sheet is so long. I mean, whoa. I'm pretty shocked that he's working here. And so Broderick is like, oh, I didn't know that. He probably does, but whatever. And he's like, I will talk to him. Thank you for letting me know. Then Broderick asked to speak to RK in the back. So RK goes back there. Broderick was like, what is this all about? RK tells him, like, their history and what he's not about to do with him. And basically, Broderick just wants him to comply. Like, look, we don't need no more heat brought on us. Like, can you just do what the man says? And RK was like, no, I don't swing that way. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that, okay? I refuse. So then Broderick was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to fire you. And then RK was like, well, cool, you don't have to fire me, because I quit. And they just looking at each other. Then he like, okay, man, okay, look, you know I need this money, okay? I don't really quit, but like, I'm not doing all that. I'm just telling you. So we good? We good. And he walks out, okay? So when he walks out, Justin is like, oh, so I see you still work here, huh? So RK tries to, like, please Justin a little bit by saying, well, not for long, thanks to you. Now they running a background check on me. So, of course, he had to, like, lie to him so that Justin can feel like, okay, like, he got some type of power. Like, he did something. Okay, so at this point, after he says that, Justin has a smile on his face, but that smile lasts for 2.5 seconds because the ice queen herself walks into the bar area and straight to Justin's table to take a seat, okay? Both of them are looking uncomfortable now, okay? Because RK is still standing there. So once she takes a seat, she basically starts to confront what's his face, Justin, about Wyatt and how she knows about how he assaulted Wyatt at the police station, okay? And when Wyatt was arrested. And so RK speaks up and he's like, wow, that would have been good to know. And then she says, why is that? He said, because that story sounds real familiar. Because he did the same thing to me in the backseat of his car. And Veronica was like, you don't say. Wow, I wonder if that's how he got to Jeffrey. Oh, because I see through the records that he was the one that arrested Jeffrey. That is interesting. Actually, RK, would you be willing to testify against him in court? RK is like, of course I would. And Veronica is like, oh, okay, that's great. You know, when the police station actually starts looking into this, investigating it, since he's probably going to be charged here soon, they'll probably see that this is something that's like a serious offense for him. This is his thing. So at this point, Justin is like caught. So Justin gets up to like walk away because he is like sick of Veronica. Veronica says, oh, the DA is just gonna love this. So when Justin gets up and like storms out of the building, Veronica is so petty. She was like, yes, yes, walk, 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 B, walk. Yes, Miss Honey. And like, she was ridiculous, okay? So RK looks at her and was like, dang, man, like, you really got to him, okay? So then Veronica turns to RK and she says, hey, RK, did he really do that to you? And RK was like, yes, he did. Veronica said, good. One down and one to go, okay? And when she said one down and one to go, I'm like, well, who is that one? Like, is it RK? Is it David? Is it Candace? Because you got a lot of enemies, okay? So At this point, RK just starts to walk away because he knows that Veronica is crazy, okay? So at this point, Veronica says, wait, where are you going? I came to apologize to you. And then he said, really? Okay, because the last time I saw you, you assaulted me with breakfast food. And Veronica was like, I'm sorry. You know, that was a little thing from the 70s. It's just another way of showing love, okay? It's a gesture of love. Okay, so then RK is like, no, you are crazy. And she said, well, they do say that I'm that way when I'm drinking. And he was like, you're a totally different person when you're drinking. And she was like, no, I'm still Veronica and a host of other people. So, like, she one of them crazy people. She knows she crazy. She just accept it, okay? So, RK is like, whatever, I'm not coming back to your house. Veronica said, oh, is that why you think I'm up here? And he said, well, why else would you be? And she was like, because I'm here with my 2 undercover police officers. And he was like, why? And she was like, because they're here to arrest you. Because I know that you stole my jewelry. He denies. And she was like, no, you did, okay? Because you think I would let your little hood behind walk around my house and I wouldn't have no security cameras, okay? You're caught on camera, okay? So you can go ahead and you can tell the truth or you can go to jail. And he was like, fine, fine, fine. I took them. She said, well, where are they? He was like, well, I pawned them. And she was like, oh, well, that's just too bad, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the pawn shop and... Okay, y'all, I'm back, y'all. I had to, like, go park somewhere else. Like, why would somebody pull up right next to you while you clearly recording the video? Whatever. Okay, so... clearly I'm gonna have to wrap this up, but so basically he was like, well, let me go talk to my boss, let me see if I can get off work to go to the pawn shop. She was like, no, you're not gonna see if you can, that's what you're gonna do, okay? So at this point, RK walks away. So now we see Catherine just a few feet away at the front desk, okay? She is like all up on Broderick, okay? She making it super obvious. And she tells him, I need you to show me some of my hotel rooms. So we already know Sugar Mama Catherine is in full effect, okay? She there to, you know, get a little extra service. Okay, but Catherine wants to have the same service she previously had, aka Rocky. Broderick tells her that Rocky is on his way home. She said, well, you better catch him before he leave, okay? I want what I want. Okay, so at this point, RK walks up to them in the middle of the conversation and tells Broderick, like, he needs to, like, go, like, right now. And Veronica is looking at him like, ooh, he cute. Like, maybe he could join us. But at this point, RK is freaking out. Broderick tells him he can't go. And he was like, no, I have to. You don't understand that lady over there? Oh, my gosh, okay? Then he just walks away because he's flustered. And so Catherine looks in that direction and she sees her famous frenemy, okay? Veronica. So Catherine takes it upon herself to go over there, okay? She goes over there. Of course, they speak in code when they're in public because both of them are smart. They're not going to incriminate themselves, which I'm glad Catherine didn't since the undercover police officers were sitting there. But they speak in code, basically insulting each other and threatening each other on the information they know about each other. But before Veronica gets up and walks away, she informs Catherine that she is actually going to be going to go meet with her team of lawyers that she has, this team that keeps her safe, and they know all of this incriminating evidence, you know, the same team that David and Jim, they're trying to find right now. And so Catherine is like, is that right? Okay, whatever. So Veronica walks away. Catherine goes back up to Broderick because Broderick has Rocky with him now, and Catherine was like, okay, let's get this trio going, okay? So she's ready to go upstairs to her hotel room, and at that point she gets stopped by I believe like it's the president-elect security, and she was like, and she sees Charles walk by. So she's like, why didn't I know that he was staying in this hotel? Broderick said, well, I don't know how you didn't know. It's been all over the news. He stays here often. She's like, well, who is he here with? They're like, by himself. And he said, I mean, does he like participate in this little prostitution ring you got going on? And Broderick was like, no, he doesn't. So she's trying to find dirt on him. Broderick was questioning why, and she was like, because I didn't vote for him, okay? I didn't vote for that little thing. I was with her, okay? And so apparently there was a woman that was in the running for president, but Charles beat her, okay? So now back to Great Value Obama, okay? So he walks into his room with his team right behind him. Of course, he asked everybody to leave out the room except for Landon. Landon is scared once again because last time he was in a room by himself with Great Value Obama, he got punched in the jaw, okay? So at this point, when everybody leaves out, Charles turns to Landon and was like, how is your jaw? Landon says that it's fine. He actually asked him like if he could check his jaw to like open his mouth, like make sure it's okay. So then Great Value Obama says, my wife used to say I had a problem with saying sorry, so I definitely want to prove her wrong, and I want to say sorry. I really am sorry. So Landon says, oh no, it's okay, like I completely understand, I was totally out of line. And then so this point Charles is like, are you attracted to me? And so Landon says, well, yeah, I am, if you want to be honest. I mean, you a fine little thing. Okay, he didn't say little thing, but he said you a fine man. And so he was like, okay, but you know that I am not gay. And he was like, yes, sir, I understand that. So Charles says, so is this going to be a problem, you working with me? And he said, no, it's not going to be a problem, I promise. Great Value Obama said, are you sure? Because you good at your job, but this ain't going to happen again. So Landon says, no, I totally agree. It won't happen again. But can I just be, can I speak openly here for a second? And Great Value Obama was like, I mean, yeah, I mean, you done way worse than that. And then so Landon was like, okay, look, it's about Candace. I know you like her, okay? You're different when she's around. You're happier. You're much nicer. And I really feel like if you let me talk to her, I think I can get her to come around. And he was like, you can't get nobody to change that don't want to change. He was like, I understand, but just let me try. And Charles is like, okay, have at it, whatever. So now at this point, we back at David's house. Madison is sitting downstairs. No, he comes downstairs because Jeffrey is sitting downstairs on the couch on his phone. Madison is like, dude, are you still really mad at me? You still not talking to me? And Jeffrey was like, don't you got a job to do or something? I'm like, Jeffrey, you gonna get smacked, okay? So Madison says, fine, whatever. Your dad is taken care of now. I'm about to go to the hospital to finish up my little part-time gig there. And I'll be back tonight. So Jeffrey is like, okay. Like, he got a whole attitude still. So Madison turns back around. He was like, are you serious right now? Like, I mean, you clearly like this guy. Like, what is it about him? Like, y'all have like a great, like, is he great in bed? Like, will he be saying something to you? Like, what is it? Because like, you clearly like him. No, you love him, although he treats you this way. Jeffrey is like, hold it, I don't love him. I just like him, you know, when he's not all crazy. Madison is like, negative, okay? You love him. And then Jeffrey said, you're just blinded by the fact that you like me, so you only see negative in him. And I'm like, Jeffrey, I'm so disappointed in you, but whatever. So Madison says, no, like, I work at a hospital. I see these cases come in all the time. Like, you don't understand. He's going to end up killing you. Jeffrey said, he ain't gonna kill me, okay? And what you don't understand is that I work in psychology. He's not gonna do anything, so I'll be fine. And then Madison was like, you know what? Clearly I'm wasting my breath. Let me get out of here. And then Jeffrey was like, okay, well, I'm glad you see that now. He walks out. Madison slams the door. Jeffrey gonna say, don't be slamming my daddy's door. And then calls him a B. I'm like, what? Jeffrey. Okay, anyways. So then we have a quick little scene at the police station with Wyatt in the interrogation room because the DA George arrested him. Wyatt Wyatt, it was like Wyatt was on the first 48, okay, but it did not take 48 hours to crack Wyatt. It took 48 seconds. Wyatt was like, look, I don't want to be here. It's a man in here that was trying to kill me last time I was here. So straight up, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna testify, okay? You ain't gotta try to like convince me. I'll testify. Just let me get out of here, okay? So George is like, okay, cool. Another officer comes in there and whispers in George's ear, so he gets up and leaves out. When he leaves out, he goes in the lobby to see that Jim Cryer is like out there pissed off, mad, waiting to talk to him. He wants him to release his son. He claims he's his lawyer. George was like, no. He said, you're not his lawyer, actually, and you're not gonna win this one, okay? How about you give me those bullets that Sarah gave you? And then he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have nothing that don't belong to me. And then so Jim says, but you do need to let my son out. He said, no, your son had enough drugs on him for 20 years to do 20 years. And then he said, oh, well then you must have planted it on him then, or you sent Sarah over to my house to plant it on him. And he said, we did not do that, but okay, this fight you're not gonna win, okay? And you ain't really got connections no more. I got the power, so you will not be seeing your son. And walks away. Okay, so now we have Hannah, y'all. Hannah shows up to Jim's house. The maid answers the door. Hannah, you can tell she heated. She ain't got time for small talk. She like, where's Jim Cryer? Oh, he's not here right now. Okay, well, you need to call him and tell him I'm here. I'm going to sit here and wait. So the maid was like, okay, well, since you're sitting here, can you actually, like, help me do something over here? Like, I know you were training me. Hannah said, I don't work here no more. I'm not helping you. You can figure that out. I need to talk to Jim. So she goes and takes the seat. The maid is like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's another knock at the door. The maid opens it, and it's Candace. Candace had the same attitude. I need to speak to Jim. And she said, well, he ain't here. She said, well, you need to call him, okay? Call him, okay? Have him come here. I ain't got time for this. So she's like, oh, Lord, this has been a day, okay? So Hannah hears Candace's voice. Candace walks into the room, and she sees her mother there. And they like, what you doing here? But, of course, they ain't going to tell each other's business. So they decide to be mad and sit in separate rooms mad, okay? So at this point, the maid goes in the kitchen. She calls Jim, although that's not her job. She worked for Catherine, not Jim, but whatever. She calls him and was like, look, Hannah is here, and this other crazy lady is here that's apparently her daughter. They looking for you. They want to talk to you. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to tell him? And he was like, what? Like, he thinks this is funny. He was like, both of them are there. You know what? Give them some tea. Okay. I'm on my way. And she says, okay. So next thing you know, very last scene, the best scene of the whole entire episode is Justin. Justin is at his house. He gets a knock at the door, and it is a flower delivery. And so Justin looks like happy. He was like, man, who is this from? Y'all, I knew this had David written all over it, okay? He says, who is this from? And the flower guy says, apparently it's from Jeffrey Harrington. And so Justin was like, oh, well, you know it ain't like that, right? Like, it ain't nothing like, that would be crazy, right? And I'm like, dude, like, why you still trying to cover up? Like, why you still trying to be undercover? Because you be doing all types of crazy things. Like, you clearly love this man, but whatever. Like, you don't be trying to cover up when you be with him in public, but whatever. So the flower delivery guy is like, I don't care, whatever. Like, I'm not tripping off that. And so Justin was like, cool, let me go get you a tip real quick. Hang on here for a second. So he's like happy and all this, takes his flowers, turns around to like walk and sit them down and get money out of his wallet. He's not paying attention while this is going on. The door is, his front door is slowly being closed. And not only is it the flower delivery guy, but it's also two other guys, okay? They're clearly hitmen, and they are there to teach Justin a lesson. He turns around. He's like, what in the world? And he tries to run, but at this point, no, they attack him. They start like beating him up. They kicking him on the floor, throwing him against the wall. Like, they are really like giving him the business. It's 3-1. I mean, he got a few punches in, but it wasn't a match for them. By the end of it, he is like exhausted. They are like kicking the life out of him. He is laying on the floor with his face scratched up and bloody. And I guess that was David's message. And I'm like, David, you don't send messages to Justin, okay? Because he will come and try to run you off the road like he did Veronica. He know where you live. He will come and burn up your house too. You supposed to kill Justin. But we'll see what happens, okay? Next week's episode, the next episode, I will have that up here shortly. Y'all please leave y'all comments and below so we can talk about it. Like this video, and if you have not, please subscribe. I will see y'all in my next video. Holla.